So today we're going to really go deep when it comes to building rituals. So what do you need to do if you want to improve your sleep? You need to change the things that you're doing, and rituals are the name of the game here. So now what you need to know before we dive into the topic, if you really want to get pro here, you need to figure out what you, like you, not we or me, anybody out there, what you need to do. And that's an idiosyncratic thing, right? There are certain things that are generally true for all of us, and I'm going to walk through a couple of those. But if you've tried a lot of those, it depends on you figuring out what you need to do. And just to give you a little bit of a feeling what you want to do, and that is like to first and foremost to download the sleep map if this, no, not via cable, excuse me, that was first try, second try, here we go. You want to download the sleep map because in the sleep map, if you follow the sleep map, you're going to find all of the steps necessary to improve your sleep quality. And what I mean with this is, like today, we're moving through step number 8 of the system. So we're going to, and I'm going to walk you through how you can build powerful rituals, what you need to watch to, when you create these rituals, to really build effective rituals. But it all boils down to that you know what you need to do. And this is what I mean with, you need to have these 3 steps in place. It's our body, nutrition, and mind that we can work on. And we need to idiosyncratically figure out what it is that will help us best to improve our sleep quality. If you're not already through the general things, but today, to give you an example of what we need to do, I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that are generally true and will work for 80% of you watching this when it comes to improving your sleep quality. Also, one thing I want to note, and that's the video that I did last time, the live, if you joined me there, you want to know how to build powerful habits, right? Because we're changing things, and if we change things, it's about building habits. So check out the last videos if you feel inspired to do so. And don't forget to download the sleep map. It's free. I walk you through all 9 steps in a brief video. It's 10 minutes, and that will help you to figure out which steps you already have in place. You can just check them off, right? But you want to start first things first with the things that you have not covered yet, because there's no sense in starting with your rituals if you don't really know, you don't have an assessment going, you don't really know where you're moving, or you're not really sure what you should implement in those rituals. Then start off there. But wherever you're coming from, let me walk you through the rituals today. So when we're talking about rituals, then good news here, it's quite simple, like really straightforward. Rituals are things that we do on autopilot, and typically we do them in a sequence, right? So when we're talking about sleep, there are 2 major parts that we want to work on our rituals, and that's in the morning, right after we get up, and in the evening before we go to bed. Morning, evening, super simple. Let me plot that down on the iPad here. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to draw a little bit for you, and I hope I'm going to do it in a way that you'll be able to recognize where I'm moving. So, okay, as said, we only have like 2 things we need to focus on. This is the morning, that's a little sun, and the evening, this is not a banana, it's the moon. So, morning, evening, that's it. So there are some things that we want to have in place when it comes to our morning ritual. And typically that's that's true. There's one thing that's true for the morning and the evening, and that is consistent timing. Timing. So you want to keep your bedtime fixed and the time you get up. Get up and get to bed or down, whatever. So You want to have those fixed. And with fixed, I mean, there like nature doesn't know weekends, right? So you want to have it fixed 7 days in a week. And that's true for all of you that are struggling with their sleep. Fix your sleep schedule first. You can save yourself a lot of work if you do so, and a lot of false guessing. So, okay, that said, now let's see what are the things that we can typically do in the morning. So in the morning, there are two dominant factors when it comes to our sleep, besides of the consistency. Number one is like sunlight. Super dominant. We've got these little receptors in our eyes, right? They pick up on blue light in particular, and they give that information to our main inner clock. It's the SCN. And that main inner clock, that communicates with our pineal gland, which produces melatonin. So in the morning, we want to make sure that we get exposed to sunlight, telling our bodies that the day has started. So in the morning, get yourself into sunlight. And if you can't do that, depending on the time of the day you get up, use a daytime lamp. Expose yourself to sunlight. Number one. Number two, you want to move your body. Tell your body that the day is starting, right? So typically when we're tired, we might tend to avoid that. But if you want to improve your sleep quality, you just get up and do a couple of minutes of exercise. And I'm not talking about hardcore exercise. I'm talking about getting your body into movement. So it's okay to do a little bit of stretching, to have a walk, to just do a little bit of gymnastics at home, jump around, whatever, get the blood flowing. Awesome. Sunlight, getting your blood flowing, and hydrate your body. Like if you get these three things right, you're already on track. Keep your time consistent, hydrate, move your body, get into sunlight. That's it. Will work for 80% of you. But now we're talking about rituals. Now is the thing that you need to do or you want to do. Like I suggest you to do it because that's a thing where most people or a lot of people fail. And that is they don't have a clear plan. So what you want to do is to really plot down what you're doing when you're doing. So you're getting up here, right? And then you want to get into sunlight. Let's say you have a time, let's say 8 a.m., light. Let's call it light because if there's no sunlight, you're going to use the daytime lamp, right? So light. And that will move on to, let's say, 20 minutes, 8:20 a.m. And you want to move your body. So from, let's say, you're up, you go to the bathroom, whatever, from 8:10 a.m. to 8:20 a.m., you're going to move, right? You want to plan out your day, your morning. You really want to become clear, and this is a really messy version, actually. I'm going to delete this for you. It's close to horrible, but you get the concept, right? You want to become clear. 8 a.m., getting up 8 a.m., then you want to expose yourself to light. Let's try it this way. Light up till 8:20. Here at some point, you're going to do exercise. So that's going to end 8:20. So now you're getting real, right? 8:10. And you need to think about, okay, if I expose myself into light from 8 to 8:20, how's that going to be? Like, oh, 8, I'm getting up. Okay, but now I'm moving to the bathroom. I cannot get in front of a daytime lamp. If the sun's shining, that's great. You might already be exposed to sunlight, that's okay. But if you need a daytime lamp, that might not work. You might need to think about getting into that lamp at 8:10 or something like that when you're in the kitchen or the living room or wherever you can turn on a lamp that you need to expose yourself to sunlight. And that will change your plan. But doing this, writing these things down, will help you to become crystal clear on what you need to do to actually execute the plan. So now it's not a dream, but now you're getting real, right? That's a big difference. And don't underestimate this. Like you might think, oh, I've got these things together and I think about it and it's going to be okay. No, no. Take a sheet of paper and a pen and write them down. And think about them, visualize them while you're doing so. And once you notice that there's a little flaw in the plan, change it. Think about how it can work for you. Think about all of the rest that's going on in your morning. Like, can you turn on a daytime lamp when your family's sitting there? Or are there any other things that will make it hard to do so? So you really want to work your way through your mornings to come up with a plan that includes these things: sunlight, body movement, hydration. And there are a lot of things that we could add here, and that's where it boils down to you. Like if you say, oh, Michael, like I get that and I'm already doing it, it's not working. Check out Body Nutrition Mind. Check out what idiosyncratically will help you to sleep better. And then do the exact same thing. Plan it out. Take a sheet of paper and a pen, or an iPad and an iPen, whatever. Apple Pencil. It's not even called iPen pen, but you get me. Like become clear, plan it out. And the exact same thing you want to do when it comes to the evening, right? So now, typically, and I'm just going to share a couple of best practices here. In the evening, you want to utilize the same mechanisms, but now you want to get out of sunlight, right? So you want to get into dimmed environment, maybe 2 hours before you go to bed, like dimmed environment. Let's say you go to bed at 10 p.m., then at 8 p.m., dimmed environment. Getting into dimmed environment, reducing light exposure 2 hours before you go to bed will give your little receptors in your eyes the SCN, the clear signal, your body clear signal that the day is ending. That's nature, right? It's not full of electricity. That's something that we invented. But if you look at nature, in the evening, the sun just disappears. So we need to reduce light. Then what you can do to add on to that is to play around with the temperature. Typically at nighttime it gets cooler, and that's why you want to have your bedroom just slightly cooler than the other rooms in your house. And you can do that with aircon. There are also like fancy little mattresses that can cool down your bed, the Chili Pad and other devices. Quite pricey, so you need to see if that's something for you, but very effective too. Like if this is important for you, if it's going to help you, you can test that. Um, you can also do simple tricks like having a hot shower before you go to bed. That way you heat up your bodies, and the next thing that will happen is that your body temperature drops after you leave the shower, and that's going to give your body the same signal. So you can play around with a couple of options, but you want to get out of sunlight. You can use blue light blocking glasses too. Like if it's not possible for you to reduce the light in your home, or you still have to move outside of the house and the sunlight is still there, depending on where you're living, right? In Iceland or other countries, it might be hard to get out of light even at nighttime. So you might want to wear these blue light blocking glasses. Get out of sunlight, reduce sunlight, dim the light, use those glasses. Let your body temperature drop, your room temperature drop at nighttime, and quiet your mind. Do meditation if if that resonates with you. If you are somebody who has a hard time to do a meditation, I can just tell you there are so many different kinds of meditations out there. I'm literally sure I never had a client or anybody that I didn't find a meditation for that fits, suits them, and feels comfortable to them. You can do guided meditations where somebody just walks you through a wonderful meditation. That can be a fantasy story kind of journey. It can be something that will guide you through your body, through other visualization techniques. You can do breathing techniques. You can just focus on your breath, on your heart. There are so many ways to meditate, but they all have one thing in common. They help you to wind down, to accept what is, to let go of stress and other unpleasant emotions that we don't want to have in bed. And they will all help and serve you when it comes to falling into a resting night of sleep. So plan them into your nighttime. If you want to meditate, let's say 9:30 p.m. If you want to sleep by 10 p.m., right? 9:30 p.m. And you can meditate in bed. Like that's okay. Like typically you don't want to do anything else but sleep in your bed. But for meditation, I would say that's okay too. Of course, depending on your personal traits, and but for most of you, that's going to be okay. So rituals, super powerful. It's where we put and tie everything together. And the name of the game is like to really plan out your mornings, morning rituals, plan out your evenings, evening rituals, write it down on a sheet of paper, put a timestamp behind it, do it 7 times in a week, and visualize, see yourself walking through the process, because that way you're going to figure out if there's something wrong in your plan. And if you don't do that, you stumble over that in real life, you're going to, or odds are you're going to fail doing it. You say, it doesn't work. And then you just slip and move on. And that's what I don't wish for you. I wish for you that you pick up on these things, implement them into your life, improve your sleep quality, and yeah, feel energized, happy, focused, creative, make great decisions. And that's all true if we get the right amount of sleep. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you're going to do these things. I'm looking forward to get all of your comments, questions in the comments. I'm going to reply to all of those. And don't forget to download the Sleeptrust Sleep Map. This is the system that I use for all of my clients when it comes to coaching them back to from where they are right now, like bad sleep typically, to back to good, superb sleep, raising their sleep quality in an idiosyncratic way. And these 9 steps, if you walk them in the right order, and with the sleep map comes a very brief video that will walk you through that you can assess where you're good and where you need to work on, then I'm sure you're going to figure out how to sleep well in a much, much faster period of time than you might imagine right now. Okay, and that's it for this session. Next live session is going to be about mastered. This is where we really tweak the things that what we have been doing together in the last videos. And it's also, that's why it's called mastered. It's the part of the game where it's really getting fun. Now you're sleeping well and you're just tweaking these little screws to, to notch up just a bit more, just a bit more, just a bit more. And that's it for today. Don't forget to download your sleep map and see you in the next video. Bye and have a superb sleep.